Hi, this is Laura. Welcome back. So we've been doing this COVID-19 now, skipping COVID-19, just marketplace awareness and what's going on. So I just recorded this coolest interview broadcast with one of my dear friends, Ron Legrand. And I normally wouldn't do this, but I said, I got to share this. So this was just pre-recorded and it was live to his audience, but recorded for all of you. And we have never done this offer. And I thought, why can I give such an amazing offer to other people's communities, but not give it to ours? So here's me in collective talking about the most indiscriminate crash, the greatest transfer of wealth, and how you're being a part of it. You've heard different pieces and parts of it, but not collectively like this. So get ready, stay tuned. We're going to click. You will go to a very cool offer that you will never see again unless you're on somebody else's broadcast, because we only put it up for like this moment in our store. We're getting ready for our virtual meetup and marketplace next week. Starts on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. If you're technically challenged, you get on at 4:30 and register. And we're going from May 13th to May 15th. It is going to be a 48-hour period. We're going to have some Zafter hours. And those of you that don't know about Zafter hours, it's the after hours party where we talk about all sorts of cool things and maybe some deals. So here you go.
Okay. Oh, here comes the legend.
Ha
You got sound? Yes, we do. So where are you at today?
I'm in Lake Tahoe, Nevada area, as usual. Home.
Lake Tahoe. Okay. All right. Well, listen, for you folks who don't know this lady, her name is Loral Langemeier. She literally has been on every television and radio show there is, been helping people become millionaires and changing lives for as long as I've known her, which I don't even know how long that's been anymore, Laurel. Time goes by fast.
20 years.
How long?
Oh, at least 20 years. I mean, I'm not catching up to you yet, but when you can say you've done it 10 years, you're like, I don't know, what does 15 or 20 years make us a legend?
I don't know. So anyway, this lady has a tell it like it is reputation. And so I got so much to teach. Her and I were having a conversation the other day, and we thought it'd be a good idea to talk about buying businesses during this mess we're in. Is that what we're going to be discussing today, Laurel?
Whatever you want to talk about. But yeah, we're going to talk about, I think, the economy, money, just money in general. And still, it's interesting, Ron, money should be, sorry, I'm getting situated here. Money should be one of the most primary things people are thinking about and talking about, and they still are screwing it up. So we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about the economy. We're going to talk about now, and then how to go buy businesses. And I have very cool stuff for everybody.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Well, I'm going to turn it over to you then and let you just go on until you run out of breath, if that's all right.
Well, how long do I get to before I run out of breath and lose oxygen?
How long do you want? 8 o'clock?
3 hours?
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, we promised everybody we'd be off here by 6 my time. So that's about an hour, 20 or 25? About an hour 20.
About an hour 20. I can do that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, dear. Well, I got to share my screen somehow. How do I get my PowerPoint up there?
Push the share screen button at the bottom.
There's a share your screen button at the bottom. They're going to take me off of here. That's going to put you up, right?
Now I want to, how do I be on two? One more. How do you
just have to try? Let's do the application window, do that, share, and you should be on both. There you go.
Well, look at that.
So you don't even have to make that big. Just click on that, and then you just start going through slides with the arrows.
Just look at that. I got skills. I mean, my team does. I just show up and talk. All right, so we're good.
Click every turn you want to go for.
Click this or that.
The right arrow. Yep.
Got it.
Like that.
Well, look at that. And that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. So, Ron, thank you. Thank you, team, for putting this together. Super excited. I have been on more broadcasts and teaching more now than I think I don't even know the last time I have taught this much. And, one of my mentors and, his lead people in my financial life said, it's like our team has been like the SEAL team in training for this very moment, because, you're one of three people. You are just surviving. right? When I doubt you're on Ron's call if you're surviving, because he's got thrivers out here. You are on vacation amongst the 30-something million or 30 million people who have decided to either do something on vacation, which is lean in, be on broadcasts like this, learn, take the opportunity to change their life, or you're, so overpaid by unemployment and the stimulus package that you have nothing else to do. So even my 20-year-old son said, Mom, it's going to be interesting to see who decides to learn during this time and who decides to continue to watch Hulu and Netflix and how they make even $20 decisions. So it's been an interesting time. I think that May, the month that we're broadcasting this in, is going to be one of the most challenging months. We're going to talk about the economics of an entrepreneur and should they come alive? If you're on a restriction of 25% occupancy, what's your break even? No one's having that conversation. What's your break even? Can you even open your doors? Should you open your doors? What's the analysis of opening your doors? And by the way, that is the core of the conversation that I was talking to Ron about, is there are so many businesses for sale. Like right now, I'm helping some clients, and I might even jump in and get involved, buying a Ford dealership. It has completely fallen down. Businesses are going to make it or not. It is the most indiscriminate crash. Everything is on sale. Everything is negotiable. In the beginning of this, people were very, I'm going to say, forgiving. From credit card companies, delaying payments. And so we're going to kind of get into all of those topics. The one I want you really thinking about, and if you haven't by now got a notepad and a paper, get one, because there is a lot we're going to talk about. And those of you who've known me, I don't slow down, you speed up, my speed works. And my God, some of you need to speed up right now. When I say it's the most indiscriminate crash, let me explain what I mean by that. This isn't like 8, 9, and 10, where it's a little bit kind of a U, and it took, you had a few years to figure it out, get to cash, buy the good deals. Some people didn't figure it out. Some people had their head in the sand the whole time, still blame 2008, 9, 10 for their financial situation. Although we've been through the greatest run of our life with some of the best economy we've ever seen. By the way, if you didn't know that, you were not paying attention. And there's some economists that I've had on my broadcast, because I went live and did daily broadcasts for almost 40 days straight. It was a lot, because everyone needed money conversations and what to do and how to do it. And one of the economists said, because we were printing money and the market was overzealous, that we weren't in a great economy. But, I don't buy that. We've been enjoying an enormous economy coming into this. And I think it's going to come back very quickly for those who know how to be a strategist. I'm going to say, I hate the word take advantage, because it's not taking advantage, right? You're playing your strategy, and you're actually executing a strategy in one of the most interesting and opportune times in probably the history of our life. Because never, ever, ever has the whole world shut down, like the whole world. Now, there was a country that wasn't affected. There wasn't a country who participated. There has been financial global recessions, but never has the world shut down. And you got to wonder what the undercurrent of this is really about. Not a conversation for today. Let's stay on what happened. So beginning of March, we started seeing what was happening. We knew the market was going to move. March 17th, the market was the lowest ever since 1929. And I have an awesome software. Those of you who continue to work with me, put a little wish list together, and anything I say, I will deliver if I say it, as long as you decide to work with me. If not, good luck, because that's what Ron would say. So we have a very cool software. It's free, and you're going to get it for free. And it's super. Yes, James Funk, it's capitalism, and it's the greatest ever. And Marina, my book isn't pretty good. It's damn good. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna have to, I'll stay out of my chat for now. But anybody that wants to talk to me, I will. I'm very versed at talking and hanging out with you. So at the beginning of March, we went for it, and we talked every day. We were literally every day talking. I canceled 15 stages and came home, and this has become my new stage. March 17th happened. We were, really racing, telling our clients, download the software and get the hell out of the market as fast as you can. Like, get out. And I know people who lost over $720,000. I know people with 401ks lost 40%. Majority on average lost around 33%. If you had our software that took you out of the market, 2.8% is all we lost. We were out. which meant we got in cash. So by the 17th, when we were at the lowest market, everything was on sale. And if you knew what to do and you knew how to do it, we were in and out. I mean, we could hit triples in growth. We literally hit triples, like in and out, 17, 18, 19. It went very quickly back up. But I mean indiscriminate because it started with the market, right? Which is already, well on a recovery. For those of you who have 401ks, I don't know. That's a whole analysis. Another thing you could ask for in my, say, Loral wish list is I want the free software. I work with Ron's team to get you all your goodies on your wish list. But, a lot of you, like, it's indiscriminate. Like the market did its thing. Should you, though, number two, like as a wish list, do you need a 401k or, I hate the word retirement, but do you need an evaluation of where you are? This whole premise of, just stay in for the long haul, it's all going to work. It depends on your age. It's not going to work. For some of you, you went too far down and didn't get out. And some of you, I mean, why you're here is you maybe should think about diversifying into real estate, right? So real estate's going to have a great moment. I love real estate. I'm a real estate and gas and oil millionaire. Real estate's going to have and is having its time right now. But there's a lot of people who haven't yet fallen down far enough to have to leave their real estate, right? There's, I have a whole script, by the way, you could ask for that too, to having landlords talk to tenants and tenants talk to landlords and, get this conversation going very quickly and then get creative about how you're going to manage your cash flow during this time. So real estate, I think Q3 and heading into Q4 is going to be really, really an amazing sale. Then mortgages, I mean, just private capital, I'll call it that. Now they're indiscriminate. So what I'm getting to is what I mean by indiscriminate, the walk out of this thing, you could be a millionaire in many categories. So you could be a millionaire in the market. If you already didn't run, you could do that. You could be a millionaire, again, in real estate, any private capital, mortgages, or credit. You could be a millionaire in cryptocurrencies, very leveled out. And we're doing a huge course and a huge structure on what to do. Because it's not like governments just decided that the US is going to have a dollar or the Canadians are going to have a dollar, a digital dollar. All of this has been in the works. This just gave it a reason to come out and people talk about it, probably pre-strategy. Cannabis, private cannabis is on fire. I live in northern Nevada. Actually have marijuana licenses here in Nevada. Marijuana is very difficult to find in a private capital market. You can go in the stock market. Good luck with that. I watched the Canadians totally screw up the market by doing pump and dumps and just killing the marijuana stock space. The private marijuana deals are extraordinary. Private hemp deals, extraordinary. And again, I said crypto, real estate. And then the big one we're going to talk about is what are you going to buy in your neighborhood? Businesses are going to be on sale. And if you ever thought Shark Tank was like the coolest thing to do, I laughed when I met Ron so long ago, before Shark Tank ever was even out. And also Lance, I saw that Lance was on. But, we've known each other for so long. If you asked us what we all did, they would say they're real estate investors. I'd say, now that I have a word for it, a shark. I have been buying and selling real estate. I bought and sell gas and oil platforms and, complete fields. I love buying all sorts of broken down little stuff or moderately broken down and fixing it up and either selling or keeping for cash flow. So love this market. It is indiscriminate in the fact that you can be a millionaire in so many ways. The question is, are you really ready to learn? Where we still have all these restrictions on, take advantage of learning and understanding. I didn't know how to buy companies. I didn't know how to do all those kinds of things. I got on teams of people and I learned how to do it. So we're going to talk about what do you buy in your neighborhood? Meaning, yes, you can go buy the real estate, but can the local restaurants make it? Right? Like I said earlier, the governments are saying you can open up at 25%, but as a business owner, as the entrepreneur, is it even smart for you to open back up? I've been doing so much mentoring, strategy, coaching work with people deciding and making those pretty tough decisions. Do you open back up? Do you open back up with different alternatives? Or do you just say, thank you? Do you go find some private capital to save yourself? And I'm talking from hair salons to auto body shops to art galleries. I have 3 art galleries and different clients working with there. Again, this Ford dealership, totally falling down, started at about 1.1 million, underneath 500,000 today. So when and how do you be part of these you know, being a shark today is like available to everybody, because every business, I mean, a Harley dealership, I know 9 Subway stores in the upper Midwest that they probably are going to need a buyer or some private capital. There are so many things that you're going to be able to purchase. And I know a lot of you are, because you're in Ron's, you know, community, love real estate, but why not on the businesses inside, right? And again, it's a don't just say, no, I don't know how. So this isn't about you don't know how, and it's not about you don't know how to do the deal. It's, I want you to be open to the possibility as we have our conversation today. So this is what we've been talking about. The other last thing before I move off this slide is the reason why it's indiscriminate is there's not any age range that could become millionaires. So literally from the millennials to the Gen Zs, which are, by the way, the next generation behind the millennials are really late 20s to 39. There's the Gen Xers and the baby boomers. It is indiscriminate of age. And there's just a really sweet time right now. I've been working a lot of families on generational wealth. Like, you should be looking at your trust, your durable powers of attorney, your will. And then God forbid anyone in your family gets sick. This is a very, very, very sensitive time for things to get your house in order. So given that, let's head to the next little slide here. And this is what I talk about. This has been my conversation for years. Those of you that I'm new to, here's how this millionaire matrix came to be. So I grew up in a farm in Nebraska. A little backstory quickly. Got a finance degree in college. Like most people in the late 80s, early 90s, didn't want to go to work. I went to work for like one day, I think, in an investment banking firm, and said, I'm not doing this. So I went back and got a master's degree in exercise physiology, which then led me to New Orleans, where I helped build and had a huge contract. I was 24 years old. I just said yes. I had no idea how to do it, which is why I need you to have that yes energy. Another book that I wrote is you're going to say yes. You're going to figure out who is going to help you. You're not going to figure out how. And there's the big challenging part. And I want you to write that down. It's not about you knowing how. So when you listen to me, or listen to Ron, you listen to Lance, whoever else is on the summit, you really have to watch the posture that you hear it from. A lot of you think, well, if I can't do it, it can't be done. And that's not true. You absolutely, somebody's asking me to show a larger screen. If you like my millionaire matrix, just ask and we'll add it to the pool of things. I won't stay on the slide too long. I'll come back to that though. But the say yes and figure out how isn't that you have to know how. It's you need to find a team that knows how to get things done. So I helped build 272 fitness centers on the offshore oil rigs out of New Orleans. And then that landed me a huge job in Chevron in corporate America, and had a massive job there. And then I kind of got sick of it, and I needed to go back to what I wanted to do, which was finance. So 1996, I met Robert Kiyosaki, Sharon Lechter. And from there, I went on to be the master distributor of the game. And a huge lesson for a lot of you, if you don't have stuff to sell somebody else's stuff. And how I became a millionaire wasn't just hanging out with Robert and Sharon and the Rich Dad group, is I actually held game nights and evaluated people, their conversations, and we put a lot of capital together. And in 1998 and 99, started buying a lot of real estate. 1999, had my son as a single mom. Logan is now 20. And my kids on paper were millionaires by the time they were 10. And July 4th, I'm writing a book about that, How to Make Millionaire Kids. And it's a legacy creation book of how do you set your family up for wealth. I didn't grow up with it, created this process, and willing to share it all with you. So the Millionaire Matrix, in 2006, I was asked by McGraw-Hill to write the Millionaire Maker series. So it's 3 best-selling books on the New York Times. I was in The Secret during that time. Then I wrote, and I'm going to give all of you this book called Put More Cash in Your Pocket. You need it. It is the absolute money, absolute critical book that you read in this time. 21st century lemonade stands, be an entrepreneur, make money, put at least $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 in your pocket. It is the best book for this time ever. I wrote it in 2009, so you know what it equates to. And then I started really, continuing to study what causes millionaires. And really the truth is, here's how millionaires happen if you follow the grid. Number one, we're not taught about money, right? If anything, this time as having people buckle down. And I have never been asked to do more coursework and take my work, which isn't just my work, it's the work of millionaires. Like I've studied the Rockefeller family, the JP Morgan family, the Rothschild family. I mean, I've studied all of these families. Like, how do you become a millionaire? Well, first you have to make some money. You do that as an employee, or you do it as an entrepreneur. Then you got to keep your money. I'm going to go into a very clear description of this in a moment. And then you got to invest it. And this is the biggest piece I think people don't realize is the thing that's obvious in the world is put your money in the stock market or buy real estate. And the truth is there's a lot of alternatives that you could learn about and be a part of, right? There's cannabis millionaires, there's cryptocurrency billionaires that I know. And you say, well, how does that transact cash? We'll keep those conversations going. There are franchise owner millionaires. There are so many ways and categories. There's MLM millionaires. They have created so many millionaires in so many categories, thousands and thousands of them, that I'm very neutral to how you create it, as long as it's legal and ethical. I want you to make it, to keep it, to invest it, and you do it with a team. So I've assembled an enormous team, about 28 of us, from CPAs to intellectual property lawyers to lawyers, right? I mean, I always come back with Ron, and I love Lance's apartment work, real estate. I have gas and oil experts, cannabis, crypto, you name it. In the alternative categories, we educate you. So we're not going to do it for you, but we're going to teach you how to do it. So those of you who really want to know money, I mean, you're dealing with it every day. And what's interesting about this time is if you're not leaning in and you're not learning about money, well, you have no excuses. It used to be, I take my kids to school. I have another seminar. I have another blah, blah, blah. You have nothing to do but hang out and make money. And if you're counting on unemployment and that's your strategy or a stimulus package, that's like winning a lottery ticket. I'm saying learn. Understand how money's made by entrepreneurs. So you're either an entrepreneur, which is a creator of the economy, or you're a consumer, which is a taker of the economy. Both are necessary. My choice to you and advice to you would be do both, right? And you would be an employee of your own company. So watch this. This is how this whole thing started. 1933. Right, prior to that, the Federal Reserve was born. 1933, 7 of the wealthiest families still in control today of the central banks, of a lot of what's really going on today, went to Jekyll Island. Great book. In fact, I think one of the things I'm going to do, if you're interested, I'd love some feedback. So I would love to read and interpret Jekyll Island with you. I think it's really, really, really important that you understand how the entire financial structure, which then created the industrial age, which created the education system, the pharmaceuticals, if you know it's all tied together, and here we are. So this is what we're taught, and we're still taught this today. Now, what's interesting is as you listen to me, I am not Susie Orman, I am not Dave Ramsey, I'm not Dave Bach at all. They will keep you in this, on what I call the W-2 income side of the world. Right? From Kiyosaki to Keith Cunningham to everybody Ron has, we all live corporate life, which is the right side of life. So, and you've heard of my book. You have to read my books. Just go look up my name. You got to read my books, people. Come on. So here's how it all started. And here's what we're taught. And what I love about this time, more than 2008, 9, and 10. I mean, 8, 9, and 10 did one hell of a job of killing this conversation that we were taught, and it was inbred, and just it's just a grind of it be in W-2 income. So here, right? Okay, I'm just going to go through it. It still shocks me. So today, if you make $67,000 right before the crash, the beginning of 2020, the number was 89,000. Who knows what the statistic is now? But if you made $67,000 at the end of 2019, and as we came into 2020, it was actually such a good economy, it was actually 89,000. Then if you made that and you're in the United States, and yes, I'm speaking in United States vernacular, I'm married to a Canadian, so I know the socialized nations very well, and we do not ever want to be them, ever. Ever, 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 ever. Can I say that enough? And I know I'm in the right camp to have that conversation. I have to be careful who I'm talking to sometimes. But I'm very familiar, and we have huge resources in Australia, South Africa, the UK. I have taught this work all over the world. So in principle, this is all accurate. How you do it in each country, you'll have to let us know what country you're calling in from, and we can help you get some resources. But let's go back to this. Top 25% of income earners before we went into the COVID crisis. So I don't know about you, but that doesn't feel like a top 25% would be making that low of an income. And then here's the problem. If W-2 income, if having a job is the only way that you know how to make money, you got a huge crisis in front of you, right? If you look at 2008, 9, 10, we were at about 12 million people that were unemployed. We're at 30 million people unemployed. So they're either sitting down, head in the sand, doing nothing, or they are learning and deciding. Here's my challenge to everybody that is on, that has been laid off, is use this time to become an entrepreneur. You say, well, I don't know how. Exactly. So let's learn. Like, I am probably one of the best entrepreneurial trainers, and I don't say that arrogantly. I just am, because I create results. Like next week, and you're going to have an opportunity to work with me next week, I'm doing my own version of a summit, but I'm your kind of only instructor, about 7 people who teach it. And we're going to teach you with a guarantee that you do everything we say, you will make money. I did it about a month ago, and I have done this process. It's called the marketplace. I've done it for 15 years. I made it up, and it's very, very specific, and it has you make money in about 3 to 5 minutes. And Lance has been to my class before. I don't know if he's out there still at all, but a lot of folks have been to last week, or not, like last month, they were making $3,000, $2,300. I think the winner was making about $4,600. If we start at Wednesday night at 5, I go to Friday night at 5, and we count the money. And you will make money, because I need you to be an entrepreneur and not count on a job as a way to make money. You can all do this. And again, those of you, you're all going to get this, like, put more cash in your pocketbook. I'm going to teach you how to be a great entrepreneur. And even in real estate, you can make money in 3 to 5 minutes. You totally can. So if you are one of these this is the only kind of money you have, right? And everybody talks about multiple streams of income, but what does it really mean? If W-2 income is the only kind of money, here's your problem. You're going to be taxed to pieces. You are going to put money into a 401k, which you don't get to control. Here's the obscure part. And the 401ks in their original formation was actually kind of a cool tool, but it's kind of morphed over time, and it's become sort of an interesting, again, I love some of our financial alternative analysts could do an assessment for you and just tell you, is it worth it? Because here you are, you're making money. Somebody's paid you $67,000. Then you're being taxed to pieces. Then you're putting money into a 401k, of which, by the way, when this market crash happened on March 17, 2020, you had no control of that amount of money in your life. You had 100,000 in, you're probably down to about 60. If you had $1 million in, you're about down to 600. Like, is that really a risk that you're willing to continue to take? And I think so many employees think that, oh, but they're taking care of me. No, this is some other employee that works for you that's funded by Fidelity, TD Waterhouse, whichever financial institute, and you only get a select group of things to invest in. And you don't get to vote, and you sure in the hell don't get to get out when the market tanks. So, not saying run, it's interesting. Then if you are a really, really good employee, we're going to reward you with a 2-week vacation. In Canada, they start with 3. In Australia, they start with 4. UK is around 3. South Africa is around 4. But everybody gets rewarded, right, by going on vacation. And then we're taught that debt and credit cards are bad. I'm going to teach you that in this time, in this era, right now, you will use debt. We're using convertible debt to buy that Ford dealership. And you say, well, what's convertible debt? Lean in. We're going to keep learning. Debt is critical. Good debt is how most people have become multimillionaires. You don't like pay it all in cash. I mean, Ron's not going to teach you that. I mean, Ron would like be horrified if you did like some of those like things that other people teach you to do. Credit cards, by the way, you have to start using them, people. Your credit is critical. And as we move as we move through this time, and you hear me probably in the next 90 days, there'll be a third column of W-2 income, corporate income, and digital income. And that'll be the third column that is coming, not ready to disclose and teach all that at this moment, but soon. Because guess what digital currency is going to look like? If you walked into I think Vegas right now in our state of Nevada, we have about 17 ATM cards where you can go in with what looks like a credit card. You put it in, you say, I want to cash out Bitcoin to fiat currency, and that's how you start transacting. It's already here. There's 142 last I was told in the UK and Europe. Medellin, Colombia, where a lot of this high tech and, from blockchain to Hashgraph to all these high techs that are all coming out. They're not in the United States, folks. But you got to like, I'm just showing you like this is how far behind you are in the conversation with money. So this is the get a job, you know, Kiyosaki wrote about in his book, right? So make it, pay taxes, and spend what's left, right? Do you really want to live this life? And then you're taught to retire. Here's the humor of the word retirement. It's an agricultural word. It means to put cattle to pasture to die. You're not a cow, you're not dying, and there's no end. And here's the worst part. You pay taxes on April 15th. Your only give this time was it got extended to July because of the COVID. But normally this is what Susie, and Susie, I've met her, I've been on CNBC, David Bach, we had a show on CNBC called The Millionaire Inside, Dave Ramsey, this is what they teach, be a W-2, count on it, it's gonna be super safe. Are you kidding? 30 million, how much more of a message does the world have to get that being employed only as your only source of income is risky as hell? Here's how you take total control and certainty of your life. You become a company. And again, if you're in other parts of the world, especially Canada, I have all the Canadian vernacular and teams to help you. Here's what I want you to write down. Companies make money, individuals get taxed. So just notice this. Companies, you're an S Corp, a C Corp, maybe you have a property management company, a real estate management company, you hold your real estate in LLCs or limited partnerships, you have trusts. Companies make money, individuals get taxed. So we're going to teach you to live on the right side of this equation. So if you're looking at corporate income, this isn't a program I'm talking to you about. I'm talking about a lifestyle, absolute lifestyle. This is how the wealthy act, think, and make money. We make it in corporate structure. Then we're going to take 81,000 pages of tax deduction. So now we get to spend it. Then we have what's called a solo 401k or a Roth. They're very different vehicles than that 401k that's owned by your employer. This solo is owned by your company, so you control it. And you can put up to $56,000 away, a Roth up to $6,000 and $7,000 away. Business trips, you don't go on vacation. Notice you're going back and forth, so you don't make money. Now, would you ever become a W-2 if you're a high income? I'm not saying go quit your job, just don't make it the only source of income. Have corporate income. Get deductions. If you're just a W-2 income earner and you're watching this, you don't get to deduct your car. Right? You buy any of the courses from myself, Ron, Lance, whoever else is out there, you don't get to deduct that. You don't get to deduct your computer, your phone, your traveling, like none of that. Your business trips get deducted. And we're going to show you how to use debt and credit cards properly, maintaining your credit. And by the way, I'm a very aggressive parent about teaching this. I had my son as a single mom, meaning I went into it. I knew within the first 2-3 weeks when I was pregnant, I was going to be a mom. He didn't want to be a dad. I'm going to be a single mom. So I was 34 years old when that happened and just learned how to put it together. And a lot of you don't know how to do that. The book will be out on July 4th. And we are going to be teaching teenagers. My son is more and more active. He's actually at Georgia Southern playing football. Big guy. I remember he was really tiny sitting at Ron's events. He's now 6'5", 288 pounds. He's an O lineman in Georgia, and he's getting a finance, accounting, and a management degree. Finally finding his mother stuff very interesting. So, but my point is when he was 18, he signed into LLCs, and that gave him corporate credit. He also then had a job, right, with the company, gave him W-2 income, right? There's dividend income. There's all sorts, there's capital. There's all sorts of different kinds of income that you need to learn to use to have the best experience of your life financially. So debt and credit cards, I mean, I want you to have your kid in credit cards by the time they're 16, properly used. I want them, they can walk out of that by 18 with an 800 or higher credit score. And then it just gets better. Can't wait to teach you all. So exciting. You can tell I love the parenting part. We don't retire. We have Freedom Day and we file taxes throughout the year. So all this being said, here we are. We're in this interesting COVID time, right? We're taught to be W-2. Never, ever. I mean, I've had 2008, 9, and 10, like it took a big hatchet and kind of got rid of people's thinking around that. But I can tell you, like, this is obsolete. Go get a job where, right? So that whole conversation of the left side, the W-2 lifestyle, get a job. Now, I do believe in education, but get a job, maximize your 401k, and retire with that, Are you, what a lie. It's not only a lie, it's obsolete. What I love about this time is created an absolute obsolete world of that. What are you going to do? Go get a job? Where? I mean, I'm sure you could do a delivery. You could go to Costco and Walmart. They're hiring. I think Home Depot might be hiring, but they're pretty limited on who they let in and how many they let in. So it kind of forces you to be an entrepreneur. or do nothing. But who do you want to be? Like, I was in The Secret, so I actually believe in all of that law of attraction. Actually, you get to manifest and create your life, but it has to be backed by amazing strategy, action, and some brains on your team. So what I provide for you is a lot of experience and a lot of brains on your team. Pretty exciting time. So our goal isn't to talk about a program. We're going to talk about a lifestyle from here on out called corporate life. And if you think about it, go back to the matrix, right? The matrix is make money through your company, or W-2 or a variety. We're going to make a lot of money in different ways. You're going to keep it through corporations, trusts, good credit, funding. You're going to have all sorts of ways to keep your money, generational legacy work earlier than you think. And then you're going to learn to invest it. And if you want to stay just all in real estate, I would just say diversify your locations, diversify who you do your real estate with, meaning if you take on different partners, do some diversity within that. I'm just a huge fan of diversity in general, and then have one extraordinary team. All right, so let's keep moving. Are you guys having any fun out there? I like your comments. You can ask me anything you want. So let's get to some little micro stuff. So March happened. Everything went to hell or heaven, depending on how you were sitting and playing with it. And here's what I told people to do immediately. So I actually started broadcasting March 11th. I was actually live, started bringing some economists in to say what's happening, how is this going to end up impact us. By March 17th, we had bottomed out the market. I went live on broadcast for hours a day, just talking money, answering questions, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Like, what do I do? And number one thing, and still believe in this, you got to stop your bleeding, meaning get as lean as you can. Now, some of you kind of missed the mark of being able to call and defer payments, defer interest, negotiate with, tenants or tenants to landlords. I mean, I knew people calling and like deferring, car payments and, all sorts of things. The one place, and here's what I'm gonna say over top of that, is if you can pay it now, because you will pay it later. And the one place I would not trust, and I don't know if anybody else has talked about this, and I'm always open for debate what I say, but I would not skip your mortgages, because the mortgages, from what I've heard from the credit companies, they're going to say that it was, under, forbearance, or like they're going to show on your credit that you actually skipped in a time that you potentially could have made it. So I have a whole 3 hours around what to do if you haven't gotten lean and stop the bleeding and get as lean as you can. Take advantage of every strategy that's available to you today. And now we're coming out. So it's like we're walking out a different side of this. So you got to be really careful about what you're doing. And the biggest thing I told everyone is pivot to new money. Let's go make some new money. So I do a workshop. It's called Off Wall Street Assets. So we called it something different. We said, well, I can't call it that because that's offline. Let's call it a virtual meetup and marketplace. And let's teach people online to make money. So we had this last month. I have done this now. I made it up in 2007 is how long I've been teaching what I call my marketplace technology. And if you're out there saying, well, I don't have anything to sell, well, we're going to sign up today and we're going to get you something to sell. And if you don't have anything to sell, you can be an affiliate. We're going to teach you all sorts of ways. Be an affiliate. You can do network marketing. Again, you're going to get my book, 21st Century Lemonade Stand. All right. So put more cash in your pocket. There's 1,000 business ideas inside of there. And then those of you who have money, let's position for new growth. And when I think new growth, I think of your community. I think of the businesses out there. They need 20 grand. They need 50 grand, right? Your favorite restaurant, your favorite auto body shop, your favorite hair salon, your favorite nail salon, your favorite whatever store is in your community. Like, one of the homeworks I want you to do from this call is I want you to drive through your town and say, I wonder who owns all this. And then start a little wish list and say, what would I want to own? Right? I know we're out shopping. Well, I want storage units. I want RV parks. Like, there are so many people right sizing, getting ready because they don't think they know. Like, you have to imagine, like, and it's got to be scary as hell to not know money and think that the only way that you're going to live is through unemployment and the stimulus. And when the stimulus stops, you have unemployment, hoping to God, because I'm coaching the heck out of entrepreneurs saying, only take back what you need. Like, this isn't, big wide open doors. And really, the technology has been forced into play. So is everyone really going to get rehired? I'm going to say no. So you've got to be really thoughtful about, like, what do you want in your community? Like, what else could you do? I mean, are you really just going to sit there and hope you're going to get rehired back? What a scary, what a horrible way. Like, this should be the time that you're thinking, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to make money. My challenge to all of you is to have a choice to go back. When your boss calls you back, you get to say yes, or are you going to say no? Or I'm going to say, you know, I'm going to keep working with Loral and team. I'm going to go make some money. I will teach you. If you do everything I say, that means you have to show up. So my class starts next Wednesday night. It starts, no, you do not. I'm going to answer that question. Absolutely do not pay debt. Oh my gosh, you stay right there. Can't wait. So my class starts Wednesday night at 5 o'clock. It goes till Friday night at 5 o'clock. We count the money made then. And then we're going to actually do some fun activities for those that are really, really, really motivated through the weekend, and then give some massive fun awards on the next Monday. But literally, our clients who did everything we said made, like, the minimum might have been $20 or $30. Most made hundreds of dollars. And a lot of them, I mean, dozens of them made $1,500, $2,300, $2,400. And they got their time of sale between 3 and 5 minutes. And you say, oh my gosh, that's not possible. What happened to rapport and trust? There's another way to teach you how to sell and serve. So can't wait. That is, so I want you to mark your calendar. It is going to start on May 15th, 16th, and 17th. So it starts, I'm sorry, 13th, 14th, 15th. So next Wednesday night, May 13th, all day the 14th and the 15th. You said, well, I can't be online that way. You've been on TV and Netflix. Absolutely. And by the way, we're in class, and then you're in groups. And then you remember, you got to think, well, how am I going to sell? Well, you might go to Skype. You might go to Instagram. You might go, I mean, I had a woman making money on TikTok because her daughter was on this TikTok thing. I don't care what platform, but you will use all platform. You're going to learn so much about technology. It is going to be amazing. And then you're going to say, shit, like, I have people selling real estate. I had people doing like high level deals. This Ford dealership happened at my workshop. It went for 1.1 million. I said, don't buy it yet. I said, then let's go private. Let's, like, send me the numbers. Let's talk about it. It's down under 500,000. Like, there is stuff falling down. So let's not have it fall down. Let's help them. Welcome to private capital. Welcome to being a shark. Isn't this exciting? It's the greatest time of our life. And you and your kids have to be part of this. Bring your kids, bring your teenagers. Anyone that's 8 years old or more can do the book, right? Got to read the Put More Cash in Your Pocketbook. It's your first homework, by the way, once we all get set up. Now, as we head to the next slide, actually, I want to answer this question. So somebody says, is it better to pay debt before investing when cash is king? No, absolutely not. And never, I'm going to say this, never is it best to be debt-free before you invest. You are missing the compound power of money, right? Or should we disconnect direct payments from our credit loan debts? I'm going to say, here's what I'm going to say about debt in general. Debt, write this down. I teach it very differently. Debt is a cost of money. So if you have cheap debt, and sometimes, especially now, it's very forgiving. And if you don't know, I have these awesome resources that will help you get to a 0% credit card. You say, yeah, but it's still debt. It's good debt. It's zero. I mean, my favorite use of 0% credit cards for you fix and flippers is to go fix and flip. You spend your credit card. I don't care if you're buying $50,000 to $100,000 of rehab material. You use your card. It's zero. No hard money loans at 9, 10, 15%. It's free. You use the card. You rehab the house. You sell the house. You pay all the cards back. You live on the profit. Last I checked, that's damn good. Like, it is a free. It's the best money. But again, we're taught so weird about credit card and debt, right? Debt is good when it's used properly. So when you think about debt, you think about your home mortgage, which you can get down to like really low rates right now. You think about a car loan that's, 1.6%. You don't pay off that kind of debt. Student loans, by the way, the forgiveness and the push out of student loan, you can push that out for another 5 years and not have to pay a thing. Just because you owe it doesn't mean it has to be paid today. What's more important is you. You and your family are more important today. Go put your money to work. Go make 10, 12%, 15%, 20%, 30%. You say, well, where do I find those deals? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. You have to learn to go out and shop. So women, I do let you go shopping for assets, not for stuff, for assets. So you don't pay off your debt first. That'll put you so many years behind. Like, think about it. Like right now, if you would have been, and I don't know how many people I was coaching. I bet I coached 18 hours straight between March 16th and March 19th. During that time when the market crashed, lowest since 1929. My God, if you had $5,000, you should have bought Exxon. You should have bought, right, any dividend-based stock. You should have bought AT&T. You should have bought Verizon. You should have bought the cruise lines. You should have. There were so many stocks on sales with massive dividends that you could have bought. They went up. Then if you watched it, then President Trump announced something. You sell fast as soon as he goes live because it's going to go down. And then you just watch Trump's broadcast. It was the most awesome, about 72 hours of crazy cash. It was awesome. And some of you going like, oh, I don't know what I was doing. Come on. Like, I want you to pay attention. So cost of money, right, it is a very powerful statement. Thanks, Kyle. So debt's just a cost of money. So get unwound about it. And you're going to use debt, right? So I'm just going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you how we're doing the deal, right? Because I can't, but I'm going to tell you kind of what the deal would look like. Let's just say it's a Chevy dealership, okay? And you're going to buy it for $400,000, right? Just to use an example made up. Why would you put $400,000 to work, right? And just lay out $400,000 when you could take $400,000 and go buy 10, $40,000 projects. I'd rather have you have 10, $40,000 projects put to work, making 10, 12%, right? That's what I'd like you to do with your money. Then you go to friends and family and people and say, I'd like to do private capital, convertible note, where I'm going to convert to equity. I'm going to go borrow $400,000. And then I want you to like breathe for a moment and say, I'm going to be $400,000 in debt and just sit with it. You're going to be like, oh my God, right? You're going to freak out. So I just need to sit with it. You're going to be fine, because what's going to happen is as you understand business, right, what's going to happen is there's going to be a transition of the owner today to the new team. And when that transition happens, then that 400 converts to owning part of the dealership. But it starts in a debt position. Let's just say they blow off and screw up the whole thing. Well, guess who? Debt trumps equity. And I love Shark Tank, and I love the guys on Shark Tank. I've been very close to them. I've taken a lot of their deals and had to kind of tidy them up and done some financial stuff behind it on it. But what's interesting about equity is if the whole thing goes to hell, your money goes. If you start in debt, debt trumps equity. Trumps in a court, debt's stronger than equity. So I like, especially new people, always say start in a debt position, secured, first position, secured, and then learn to run companies. If you don't know how to run companies and can't contribute, then equity can be risky for you. Okay. So I'm just going to say this. So Warzone Lou wants to know. So I'm pretty open about it. I'm just going to tell you to work with me. You're getting 2 tickets to next week. When we come live, looks like July-ish. We're planning to possibly come live as long as the nation opens up. Then we will come live. And in August, we're doing 2 real estate tours. So for 2 real estate tours, 2 live tickets, and 2 tickets for next week, and your kids come free, it's only $997. So that'll be a link at the end that you're going to be able to click and buy. So I'm just telling you what it is, so there's no weird freak out. I don't do a big wind up. I just say what we're doing. I want you there. It's super cool. And we're not going to be just over broke. You're going to have an MBA, a massive bank account when we hang out, massive bank account. Because I don't want you to have an MBA like a massive bad attitude. You know, the only reason why you need an MBA in this economy, and I've taken people out of Harvard programs, Stanford programs, is MBAs. Like I have a master's degree. It has just a lot of letters behind my name. So I got a big raise when I, went into Chevron, and I was at a job. But as an entrepreneur, I'm not saying I love education. I mean, my son's like at a great university getting educated. I did, but like it is so critical, so critical. I'm just reading some more things. So debt is higher. It's not higher, Lama. It is more secure than equity. Debt trumps equity. LLCs will borrow to your debt. Absolutely. So when we really start working together, I'm going to teach you money. And then we're going to start with the basics next Wednesday. See, a lot of you, because you're not trained with money, you're running your financial decisions out of your checkbook. You don't run out of a checkbook. You run out of a balance sheet, a P&L. You run out of a cash flow statement with projections. So when you start running your life based on that, you change the way you are with money. You don't say, oh, well, it's the first of the month. Like next week's going to be the 15th. So are you going to say, oh, I can't do it next week because our bill's paid? I mean, really? Like it's what are you going to do? I would expect you to make the $997 back next week. People made thousands of dollars on my last one. And they're going to keep making money and keep making money and keep making money. So I want you to get your money working while you continue to make money. And while we're in this economy, you put your money to work in new assets, or additional assets, and you mitigate the hell out of your debt. So here's some ideas. So for debt, right? So business options, you can do business loans, defer payments. So right now, and the reason I put this slide up, and I have to modify it a little, the loans, they're still available. The government said they're out, but I applied. I had several different LLCs apply. You can get the EDL loans. You can get SBA. SBA didn't have the technology to handle the volume, so they got a little tangled up. You could get payroll. If you have payroll, go for it. Get it. Defer payments as long as you can. And the other thing that not enough people are talking about is reduce your interest rate. Let's just say that for whatever reason, your credit and your debt got out of hand, your credit cards, and you're in that 12, 15, 18%. Ask them, say, for now, can I have 0%? I mean, do something to reduce what the money that's going out the door so you can take the money that you do have and put it to work. Now, if you're sitting there going, well, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Well, that's why we're having this conversation, because I will teach you what to do. And I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a lawyer. I've just got 28 people on this team and a lot of experience. I've been doing this work since 1996, right? Long time. Bought and sold all sorts of stuff. I think like Ron and I, we did a podcast last week. We have done probably collectively everything wrong and everything right, which is why we know a lot. It is interesting. Contemplating bankruptcy because you're jobless, credit card. No, there's a whole strategy that I write about as far as, is there a time to go bankrupt? Sometimes, but it depends what the debt is made up of. I think that's one of the biggest evaluations. So Tom, we can talk about that. Do you do it? I don't know. I'd go make money no matter what. I don't care what financial situation you're in. Making new money does a lot in addition to just helping you out, all right, with your basic life. It changes your psychology. And, on my broadcast last month when I did this, it's called our virtual meetup and marketplace. It was funny. People were saying, Loral, I haven't made money. This was like by day 2, because I have such a weird mindset to money. I said, bullshit. You don't have a mindset to money. That's nothing to do with it. The real problem is that you haven't asked for the money. Money's not going to come because you just sit and go, I want money. It's not going to come. You literally have to ask for it. You have to say, so, right? I'll pick somebody out here. Sherry, right? You're 53 with bad credit and no money. Any advice? Come make some with me next week. You're going to learn to make some. You say, well, I don't have any money. Well, then go get a partner out here. Figure it out, right? You're going to get 2 tickets, so find a friend. Take a loan out from them and give it back to them. So what was I just telling you about? The people make, so it's not about your mindset to money. Like, that is an excuse. And I am in the secret with 27 other people. Does it help? Hell yes, it helps. But what really happens is you have to provide a product and service. So Sherry, if there's something, that you have, like, oh my gosh, I had people selling technical services. I had people, my partner on my financial book for kids, he's just retired from the Air Force. He's an Air Force fighter pilot. His kids were millionaires, but very different. So we're collaborating on the way his kids became millionaires and the way my kids became millionaires. So super awesome. But we said, what do you want? So the way you sell to serve is you ask people what they want. You tell them how you're going to support and help them. And then you ask for the money. That's how you make money. You don't make money because you just sit and say, I need money. You got to provide a high value service or product to somebody else. If you don't have one, do what I did for the first 5 years. I sold Kiyosaki stuff, right? I was, master distributor of the game. I have a cool game. You sell my Millionaire Maker game, be an affiliate, sell my game to people. And money is not taught in school. So Sherry, that's the other thing that's coming out of this, is provided this great open door, is I'm going to take this workshop that you're all going to come and join me next week. And by the way, you'll just keep working. Like, then when we come offline, that you can come meet us offline. In August, we are, and it is set in stone, we are going to Boise, Idaho. So August 21st, we meet that evening for some networking and gathering. And then all day, the 22nd and 23rd, we'll be in Boise, Idaho. It's one of the fastest demand markets in the country. And we will be there on a tour, and you get 2 tickets for that. So you get 2 tickets, 2 tickets, 2 tickets, or 6 tickets. It's awesome. And it's $9.97 for all of those tickets and a whole bunch more goodies. So my point is that you can become an affiliate. You can sell my game. You can sell the people's stuff. There's so many ways for you to make money. I mean, Ron's got an affiliate program. Sell his stuff, sell my stuff. Like, just, you got to sell stuff. And I didn't have any stuff to sell. So I sold Kiyosaki's. I think I actually sold Ron before I even had his real estate stuff, because it's so great. Before I had any stuff, I sold Sandy Bakken's tax package. I sold Keith Cunningham stuff. I sold Jay Conrad Levinson's guerrilla marketing. And from doing that, he loved what I was doing. So he and I wrote a book called Guerrilla Wealth. Like, I want you moving. If you hear my pace and what I do, it's think and move, think and move, think and move. And you cannot do it alone. See, a lot of you, especially you women, you think you have to do it all by yourself. You're going to get a team. You say, well, I can't afford a team. When you have the right business model and the right structure, you can hire anybody, right? I'm going to teach you how to make some money. So let's talk about those of you. There you go. Sherry, love to help you fix your credit. Sandy's still around. There you guys go. I don't know if Sandy's still around, but I don't know. We'll ask. I love answering questions. If that bothers you, I'll stop. But I like talking to all you people. I'm used to talking to live faces. Let's go here. How do you make some new money? So if you're following all of the conversation, it's get as lean as you can, conserve your cash, and get ready to buy and not pay off debt. Really moderately pay off debt. Now, don't hear not pay off debt like be irresponsible. If you notice, the last slide said protect your credit. So make sure we do this properly. So, and ClickBank's not enough. That's a stagnant site. I'm going to teach you how to get very active in sales, Sherry. That's nice. You're out there, but it's not enough. Let's talk about some new business models. One of the things you're going to do once you sign up today, you're going to get a whole email of different things to get ready. And you're going to do a funnel. Like, this is my funnel. So I have books, I have webinars, I have previews, I have all sorts of things that I sell or I give away to get you all excited. Up at the top, you'll see all those ads. Those are ways to market. So you have all these ways to market, like ClickBank. They've asked me just recently to put my stuff inside their product line because they want financial products. I was going to finish that too. Is one of the cool things that's going to come out of this in the workshop is I want to put it in homeschool.com and make it a homeschool product for financial literacy in the home. And Sharon Lecter's going to help me. Kyle's going to help me. We're going to have that ready. We'll have it ready by summer. So when our financial literacy for kids books come out, we will have a really a parent-led program. Whether you homeschool your kid isn't the point. Is we want a financial literacy. We want this taught in the homes. So if you think about a funnel, and we're going to teach you this. I mean, I've been doing books, webinars, and previews for 20 years. Whether if it's mine or somebody else's. OSA means off Wall Street assets. This is the offline workshop that you'll have 2 tickets to. We are now online, virtual meetup. And then Big Table is the name of my community, right? It's where people mentor and mastermind, and we, just learn. So cool. We go on tours. Once I help this group buy this Ford dealership, you don't think we're going to take a tour, right? When there's a cannabis project shows up and closes, you don't think we're going to take a tour? I've taken people for 3 years on cannabis tours, like to the back of the dispensary, to the front of the grow, to the extraction facilities. Like, where is the money in the cannabis business, and what is the business of cannabis? So love business, it's just a different category. And then hot means head of the table and coaching. So I've been doing this model. My point is sharing you. This is my funnel. You all need a funnel. So I've been doing funnels for years. When I didn't have the Off Wall Street workshop, way back in the day, I took people on real estate tours. So again, real estate's always been in a huge part of my life. I'm currently in, Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas, Oklahoma, Idaho, Ohio, and Illinois. I'm in 8, in Kentucky, 9, 10. I'm in 11 markets, meaning 11 states. So when people say, where are you investing? I said, I live where I want, like Tahoe, Nevada. I invest where it makes sense. So I think it's really important that you all start learning that, and then you get a model for what are you doing. So if you're in real estate, you say, well, how would I do it? Like, a lot of people that make the mistake in real estate, all they want to do is sell like a big ticket. They want to sell a property. Well, why would I sell with you when I could know, like, and trust somebody else? So you want to start with a newsletter, an article, a white paper. Yesterday, I recorded a white paper that I'm going to give you as part of another bonus for all of you on exactly how to go shopping in your neighborhood and buy up the companies that are going to fall down in your community. So like, if there's a favorite restaurant, if there's a favorite hair salon, I'll get to that in a moment. But how do you help them and your community keep the economy and keep it alive? So number one, you have to be attractive, right? So you need to be really attractive, which means you never stop generating income. People that know how to create money are more attractive to other people with money. So don't be the people who are saying, well, I don't know how to do any of it. Like, well, then what's the point? And by the way, if you got your 1,200 or 15 or your stimulus check for whatever you got, what did you do with it? Did you start, a fund to start growing so you could put some money towards real estate, put it back into the market, or did you go buy some stuff you don't really need? Or did you again pay off debt? Like, again, you got to think every dollar that you make, how are you making it? How are you spending? And I want you really conscious about it. So you want to strategically look at your costs. So I think a lot of businesses don't know their cost analysis, and it's so critical. Like May is going to be one of the most pivotal moments probably in the history. Like March was devastating, right? March was what March was. April, everybody stayed home. May, people are coming out. Should they come out? How do they evaluate if they come out? It is so critical that you prioritize your payments, you manage the heck out of your cash flow, so then you can really be available. And by the way, partnering is a great way to go, capitalize and grab this market back. And even if you have a small amount and you don't know what you're doing, join teams who do. And yes, and we'll talk about the lifetime cost of a customer, right? So you're going to figure out what yours is. You're going to have a funnel. You're going to sell. Any level of your funnel can be sold next week in our workshop. That you literally are going to come live with an offer and be able to take money. Once you have your funnel, we're going to work on modifying and adjusting your efforts. So what I want you in today is we have about a week, which is a long time, to help you really get organized, to change your payment structure, change your contract structure, and secure some deposits and do some pre-orders. So the way to think about that is like, there's some folks who, like, I'm just going to talk about some of our tenants, right? That we went to our tenants and we just said straight up, are you going to be able to pay or not? Like, I'm so straight about like all of this, and I have a whole script, but are you going to pay or not? How do you make money? What do you do? I'm laid off. All right, did you apply for your stimulus? Did you qualify? Right? What did you do? What can you do now? Again, I gave tenants one of these 21st century lemonade stand, said, you're not just going to sit around. What could you do? And could you go on some payments? I don't care if it takes, week by week to pay me and our team, or do you, right? Or how do you want to do it? Is you going to take a modification? You want to take it at the end? There's so many ways that you want to reorganize. Contracting cash is another thing I'm going to teach you thoroughly next week. So when you contract cash, you can say, well, today I have an X dollar payment. So I'll look at a car detailing company I'm working with. So to do a car and on a year contract, it's $3,600. So actually that's the discount. It's about $4,000 to have, cars done throughout the year. So when I was working with them, I said, well, break it down into monthly payments with the credit card on file and contract a year contract at $3,600. So that was the contracted cash price, which means I'm going to contract for cash, which means I could go to small claims court if they blow it off, but I actually legally am contracted to be able to take $300 a month on a certain amount of time over and over and over and over. And then secure yourself with deposits and pre-orders. The way I had and became a bestseller with my books is I pre-sold, right? Kyle and I are pre-selling our book. It comes out July 4th. We know exactly what's going to come out. We know exactly how much it's going to cost, right? It's $20, right? It's $20 for the, oh, good. Still have time. Yay. So it's, and by the way, we're going to take the money, and then I'm going to show you how to do bonuses to do pre-orders and take it way in advance. So a lot of times you really don't know how to do some of the cash reorganization to allow it to be more viable. So for example, another group in town, a restaurant, I said, so for people to come and do a takeout, right, a takeout or delivery now, and if they're willing to spend $100 today, because they needed cash today, give them, after all doors are open, 100%, $150 gift card to come back and spend later, right? And they could even use it on alcohol. Why would you want to use it on alcohol? There's enormous margins on alcohol. So let's just say $150 and somebody wanted a $15 drink, they can have 10 drinks. What did that cost you out of $150? Maybe 10. Ron knows these numbers in his head because he's on restaurants as well. So I'm thinking, like, I can't wait. Like, and by the way, we're closing our doors at about 150 people. We have 126 registered. So like, we have to get you in. We got to get you moving with us. And get your funnels done, get you pivoted. What are you going to make money? What's your highest margin? What's your break even? How are you going to do it? And we're going to teach you on my marketplace technology. So I'm super excited. That's next week. Let's talk about like buying companies in your area, because I promised Ron that we would have that conversation. So again, homework today is drive through your town and just look around. Like I have clients that own theaters. I have clients that own car dealerships, auto body shops. Love auto body shops, by the way. Love them. So what you would do as you drive around, here's the conversation you're going to start. We'll go through this more thoroughly as we start working together, but here's the beginning conversation. So you're going to drive around, and I would just drive up and start talking to people. I did this to a cool little resort that's out by the lake and down by a river. I said, so how's business? That's kind of how I start, right? Laurel, I don't even tell them I'm a money expert or financial, business expert or strategist. I just say, so what do you, how's business? And they'll say, good, bad, or otherwise. And they'll say, did you have to lay off a lot of employees? How are things going? I said, do you mind if we just talk candidly? I said, how are you doing financially? I said, I'm looking for different opportunities to become a partner, either provide, capital or strategy to help you out. I said, so how are you doing financially? Are you going to make it? I said, man, I don't know. And then I'll say, you care if we sit? And we'll talk a little bit about what their issues are. Is it about the opening the doors? Like there's some restaurants and hair salons. I mean, there's businesses around town, medical. I love naturopaths. They can't open the door, just have the right staff for less than, say 49, 50%. So then do you open your doors? How else can you do the business? Can you go online? What else can you sell? Is there a new division that you could help fund? So there's all sorts of analysis that you could just start asking questions. You say, well, then what I do? Well, come back to us and then we continue a conversation. And that's exactly how the Ford dealership came up. It was on a live broadcast, during my marketplace technology meetup. And I just said, who's out? Who's got deals? And I gave you that homework, and I'm just pre-giving you homework in advance. Go out shopping. You know what hair salons, if they're done right and managed right, can provide? I mean, those things can be worth $200,000, $300,000 run right? And net a year. Naturopaths, oh my gosh, they can be worth, well, every time somebody walks out, I know how to make that $400 to $600 per person walking out. You get 10 clients a day, that's $4,000 to $6,000 a day. Subways, the ones that are run right, the ones that some of my clients and really good friends own, they're making $1,800 to $2,000 a day right now. They're making $200 a day. They own their real estate. They got dominoes at the end on their end cap, and they're totally doing good. So again, I'm sharing all these ideas because I want you to get, I've done business. Like I cannot wait to work with you and get you moving. If I had 500,000, where would I put it? What would you do? I'm telling you exactly what I would do, Bill. I go shopping in my neighborhood. I put it in certain real estate projects for sure. I'd probably do some private capital, some debt lending. And obviously you could hear that I love the new asset classes. I love CBD, hemp. I have hemp farms. I have hemp farms up in Oregon. I love cannabis. I love cryptos. I mean, so I'm in the new C3s, I call them. So as you start, so Bill, this is actually the slide for you. Just look at that. Perfect timing for your answer is have some money rules. So one of the things that we're also going to give you, now the bonuses, I have to write down these bonuses I promised you guys. So you can have the slides if you want. You can have the software that I promised. You can have my book that I promised. And you got to have actually a book number 2. I'm going to give you 2 books, my wealth cycle books. And I talk a lot about money rules because if you're a new investor, a lot of times you just follow your friends. And honestly, your friends and family when it comes to money is the riskiest damn thing you could ever do. So rules to abide by, right? What is the purpose of investing? Is it permanent wealth or cash flow? And somebody earlier on the feed said, cash is king. Well, cash flow is queen. So I don't care if you have chunks of cash, it can't make cash flow. You're burning that cash. You want the cash invested to create cash flow, right? And what is your most important ROI? Is it return on investments or return on income? And depending on your age and what you've done to yourself, like there's no one size fits all formula, right? It's really, really important. And then how do you measure your wealth? And I think it's really important you guys start thinking about this. Like this was a very serious moment in our life and in our time. The world shut down. And I hope, you started reassessing your priorities around you, your family, your generational wealth, your trust, your durable power. Like I literally have broadcast, I don't even know, privately over 60 hours of content in the right order I did this whole Millionaires in Training sequence of what does it take to do this? What does it take to make money? And Noel, absolutely, CBD shops are open. Cannabis shops are everywhere here in Nevada and the legal states. And why don't you bring some CBD strips next week and sell them online and put them in mail and ship them? You say, well, I can't. Yes, you can. You can do anything. All right. The greatest transfer of wealth is happening right now. I need you out in your community. Here's the things I need you thinking about, right? And I'm just going to give you a quick little hit list. I might put my low glasses on because I'm so young, my eyes. Why does the current owner want to sell, right? What is the growth potential coming out of this? And by the way, any of you that are part of our program next week, when I see you between Wednesday at 5 and Friday at 5. So cancel your next week. I'm only asking for 48 hours. The truth is I need 10 hours. The way the workshop works is Wednesday we come live. We start at 5 o'clock. We go from 5 to 7. And then we're probably going to stay online for a little while afterwards. Then Thursday is 3 2-hour chunks. So there is a 10 to 12, and then we put you into classroom and you're going to work on your business and your money. Then from 2 to 4, absolutely pivotal, next Thursday, 2 to 4. Then from 4 until we're done, last time we went to almost 10 o'clock, we create a marketplace. And it's literally a virtual marketplace. You'll be meeting people, organizing, making money. So by the way, if you don't know how to make money or have a way, get PayPal, get Vimeo, get Swipe, I don't care what you get, you better be able to take money next week. And I have a whole structure. So don't think I'm not telling you again. We have a whole system that's going to get you ready for next week. And then Friday from 10 to 12, we go again and then back into a long marketplace. So you have a total idea of making money. So during that time, you're going to make money, you're going to learn, and you're going to bring businesses that are around to us, and we can evaluate, is my point. So I can help assess whether there's growth or not. Was the business successful or declining? What's the P&L and what does it look like? Let's see. Once you get it under an NDA, by the way, that's the other thing we'll give you. We'll give you a free NDA, non-disclosure. You get under contract with these companies. So I'm under contract with a lot of companies. Part of it's just, it's a good homework assignment. I want to know what a lot of these companies are worth. I want to know what they were making before. I want to see I want to see their P&L. I want to see their balance sheet. I want to see their cash flow. I want to see their employment records. How many people are employed. I want to see their contracts. So if they were contracted with vendors, I want to see what are their payables and their liabilities. Most importantly, I want to see their database. I absolutely want to see their database. I want to see how much does the database monetize. And I can tell you in about 5-10 minutes if the database can monetize again for you, or if you're buying something that's kind of old and dilapidated. So, and yes, we're going to show you how to make money selling my stuff. I have a lot of affiliates that sell my stuff. And I'll tell you what's great about selling it is you're going to learn it, because the more you have, I always say, the more you sell it, the more you're going to learn it, the more you teach what you need to learn. It's going to be brilliant. Let's see, what are the other things? Who makes up the market? One of the other things you want to look at, though, is you're driving through town and you're looking, say, at a Thai restaurant or a Mexican restaurant, how many others are there in town? Because the other thing I've done is I've rolled up a few businesses together where they can consolidate, like 3 restaurants that were kind of one area of downtown Reno. They used one primary kitchen instead of all 3 continuing the kitchens, and the main chefs all went together into the one kitchen, but provided their menus or a subset of the menus out of one facility. So they really reduced some of their overhead by 3 times. So there's so much stuff that you can do as you really learn how to make money. My question to you is, this is going to go really fast, meaning like March and April are gone. Like the worst has happened. We've been contained and held at home. It is opening back up very strategically, and you'll all make your own decision whether you want to get back on an airplane or not. But I can tell you, as it opens, I think it's going to go fast. I think those who are going to make it are going to make it. Those who are going to fall down are going to fall down. The greatest transfer of wealth is going to transfer, meaning here's what transfer looks like. Somebody owns a business by themselves. They want to get rid of part of it for the capital infusion to stay alive. They've now transferred however much of that company to me. I gave them money, but together we're going to grow it and sell it and then have more money. So when I'm talking about transfer, I'm talking about buying and selling in the market. I'm talking about accumulating real estate. I'm talking about using a team. There's all sorts of ways that you're going to be able to do this. It's so exciting. And yes, there could be a second wave, but my God, be in the right position. If you weren't ready for the first wave, you have no excuse to not be ready for the second wave. I mean, the amount of teaching and timing and what I call sequencing that I provide in all my work is just critical. So here is your wealth transfer by design. This is what we call our program, because I want you to really design your wealth transfer. I want you to organize it. I want you to design it. So you get, again, you get 2 tickets to our virtual meetup and marketplace. That is next week, May 13, 14, 15. Or if you can't make that for some unforeseen reason that you're busy, then you want to come in June. So we'll be doing it again in June. You're going to get 2 tickets to Off Wall Street. Right now, we are looking at those dates once we come back to some normal, potentially July here in Reno, Nevada area. We have a beautiful venue that we use. It does sound like a lot to process in 2 days. So we're not stopping at that. We're going to continue for a very long time. And by the way, the way you process, because I am who I am, you know how I'm teaching now, then you divide into small groups. So then you're going to go into small groups of like 20, 30 people to consume and really work through the content, right? And so you'll have plenty of time. In fact, I don't think we put it on here, but I have a success sizzle reel. It's 9 minutes long. So those that are out helping handle Ron's team, I think Nick's out there, or Nikki for sure is out there. We can send people if they want for more validation. Hundreds of people went through it. And literally, if you did everything we said, you will make money. So don't think you're going to learn how to buy a company and do all of that stuff in 2 days. You'll get the sense of it. My highest goal for you, and guarantee you will make money on the 2 tickets. Actually, for sure, if you're offline, you come to OSA with me, Off Wall Street Asset One, you are for sure making money because you're with me. And I come out to all my shows and I actually teach. I don't send you subs. And I won't send a sub to your virtual event either. You are going to critically prepare. So we're going to get you into fast cash calls. In fact, tomorrow you'll be on our calls with live coaches getting ready for the marketplace next week. Then you are going to have a financial first aid kit because some of you need one. We got to put some Band-Aids into what you're doing. And you can just listen to that as you're driving around or walking around looking at businesses you want to buy in town. You're going to learn how to create a new business model. That starts with coaching tomorrow. You're going to update sales funnels and pricing. That'll happen with me during the class. You're going to learn to sell as a service to others, right? When you serve others, you definitely are going to learn to sell. You'll be part of this very unique marketplace. There'll be 2 different times where you have marketplaces to transfer money. And the truth is the marketplace is open today. The truth is the marketplace is open tomorrow. So how come you're not making money every day? And you got to learn how to get business funding, defer payments, and really protect your credit. So those of you who have debt, we want to put that debt in a really nice structure so you can go invest versus pay out your debt. And you're going to learn your money rules and be part of the greatest transfer of wealth. The bonus tickets, again, the value of all of that is almost $3,000, and it's only $997. And you have to see that my bonus is 2 real estate tickets, which are going to be, you can use them whenever you want, but the next one coming, and we have booked, is August 21st, that evening, all day the 22nd, 23rd of August in Boise, Idaho. We will be using other tours. We're going to be going to Topeka, Kansas. We're going to be going back to Ohio. So your tickets are good for however long you want to use them, but you got to think for $997, you get 2 tickets for next week to get you all moving, 2 tickets when we come back out. If you don't want to use them in Reno in July, you'll use them another time. There'll be more dates, and 2 tickets to our real estate. The real estate tickets alone are $2,000 each. So this value is insane. My whole staff is like, you can't do this. And I said, well, we are. Everybody needs some time and they need high value right now. So I think we're providing you enormous and high value for $997. And you're going to the link right there. The team will get your tickets over to us. And then as you enroll, I will follow that by the slides, the software, the books that I promised, a copy of an NDA in case you don't have one. I just want you to be up and away and like everything's on sale. So you can have your head in the ground and just be crying about it, or just like say, oh my God, like this is a time that I'll never have again in the history of my life. I can do it with my kids because they don't even have to go to school. There's no sporting events. There's no vacations. I'm never going to go on vacation again anyway. And involve your family. So $997 is for you, your family. You got to do it. got to do it. And if you don't have stuff to sell, then like I'm a huge fan of direct sales. I love direct sales. And so I'm in a direct sales wine business. You know why? Because I write it off my hobby, my habit. So I can go anywhere in the world. I can go visit on business trips and go see my real estate. I can go see wine. I can also, I'm a huge like health fan. So, I mean, I sell this HGH stuff. I sell lotions and potions for your face. I sell all sorts of stuff. And the way I think about MLMs for extra cash is I'm going to use it. I might as well get the money back. Why not? And if it's not a big check, it's not a big check. Whatever, it's some checks. So you can do that. You can sell my stuff. You can sell Ron's stuff. We're going to teach you how to sell stuff. You all have it. You just haven't been organized in a way to bring it to market and bring it fast. And after next week, think about it. Now, after next Friday, forever, you will have the capacity and understanding. I can never take it away from you to learn to make money. You have to. Like you have to learn to make money. Those of you, if there are some, because I have spoken with Ron's community before, if you have a ticket to one of my events already, then you're already in. Like you don't have to pay again because Ron and I have already got our deal on that. But most of your names, I don't know you. So 997 for you, another person, and let's roll. You started at Shackley. So Lem, that's what you're going to sell. You're going to sell Shackley products. You're going to say, do you guys want like, a get up and, morning, you want to cleanse, you want to, whatever you're going to do. So you're going to bring that, you're going to sell that, right? You guys are going to sell stuff, right? Sell other people's affiliate stuff. And if they don't know how to do it, we'll help coach you on how to do it. Super exciting. All
right. That's a lot of information and that's a hell of a deal. I'll tell you that right now. This has been deal day all day today. So I see you answered the questions as you went along. Do we have any more, Nick, for her before we turn her loose?
Well,
yeah, you've been picking them up pretty good.
The one that just came up is that I have a website that is producing income. We'll go through that thoroughly. In fact, Wednesday when we start, you're going to meet a team. That'll be your team to help you. And we'll go through thoroughly why most websites suck. Most websites are brochures and they don't make any money.
Yeah, and they do. And most websites don't produce income for that matter. But,
you know what's fun about it, Ron? I always laugh. I'll say, so who's your, I always say, who's your merchant provider? And they'll say, my what? Say,
yeah.
How do you make money on a website if you can't put your credit card?
I got to tell you a story. I was sitting in a barber shop yesterday. She snuck me in the back door. And I asked her, I said, do you have a list of your customers? And she said, yeah, I got all her phone numbers. And I swear she had no clue what she had in her phone. She got 600 customers in her phone with all her numbers to text to, and she don't know what to do with them. So I educated her a little bit. She's one of the rare brick and mortar business owners that actually wanted to listen. I mean, it's like talking to a post usually. So anyway, I got my hair cut anyway.
I know, I'm getting mine tomorrow. Can I just like share what, so here's what a database did. And to that point, Ron, if she would have actually kept track of the color, the cut, the preference, the time, she could be texting everybody and getting an entire schedule in line. I had a woman here in Reno that kept a database like that, but she had all of the color combinations for the women. And so I told her, I said, put the combinations together because you can go to the shop by yourself. You put the color combinations together and send them out to your customers and then get on Skype or Zoom or however you want to do it and show them how to color their own damn hair. For now, there's so many ways to do it.
Anyway, she's a men's barber, so she don't do all that coloring and stuff. Well, I don't know, maybe she does. But here's what I told her. I said, listen, just get this list of names all in one place. And then let's say you have a slow day, just text blast them. Say, hey, this is Tesh. I'm lonely. Come see me at the barbershop. That's all she has to do. Here they come, like that. But, this is totally foreign to her. She didn't understand what a blast text was. So I'm going to help her out a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to take a few more questions. If, Nick, you don't have any more for Loral, I'm going to turn her loose and take some of these other ones and end this day. Okay?
Well, come join me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it.
Great job. Next time, I won't ask you to put 3 hours worth of content into an hour. All right.
I look forward to seeing you all next week, Wednesday.
Okay.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, dear.
Appreciate you.
Always a pleasure.
So I am Misty Forsman. I have a publishing company. I earned over $3,500, met some amazing people. This will expand your horizons beyond anything you have imagined.
I'm Dr. Stacey Cooper from Brantford, Ontario, just near Toronto. I'm the author of Heal Your Health, and I show you how to heal your health naturally by fueling your body better. I earned close to $2,900 over the course of the 3 days, and Loral's teachings, it's almost like being fed from the fire hose in real time with real people who are on the same mission. And that is one of the best things that I loved about the marketplace.
My name is Adina Vanderhagen. I'm an Astro Health and Wealth intuitive business coach. I wanted to thank Loral for putting together such an amazing team. In 3 days, I sold over $2,100 in 3 days, added on to my client group, and I've got another 25 people that I have to call back that I haven't even called back yet.
Hi, my name's Lori Conrad, and my company is Freedom Digital Marketing. I made $1,975. I had about 19 sales. Is that she focuses on helping you make money while you're there. It's one of the best events that I've ever been to.
So my name is Taylor Wadehofer from Houston, Texas, and my YouTube channel and podcast is called Disruption Nation. We bring people on there disrupting their space in a positive way. Right? If you like making money, you want to improve your systems, you want to learn how to communicate better, you want to make money while you're doing all the other things at the exact same time, and you get a chance or invited to an online meetup, you need to make an investment and be there.
My name is Vicki Higgins, and I have a company called CXP. We take people from startup to building and growing their business. In 3 days, I added a number of new clients. I also was able to enhance my product offering and made over $1,200. If you have the opportunity to join this online meetup, I would highly recommend it.
Hello everyone, I'm Clinton. I'm an expert in whole health and personal training. I'm the creator of HealthWorks Enterprises, which is a company designed to integrate exercise and medicine under one roof. For me, what I learned was the ability to, me being an Air Force veteran, for one, I'm not used to sales, I'm just used to doing. And now going through that program, I was able to learn about sales funnels and really understand what a sales funnel is, and learning what my sales funnels is, especially with what my skill set that aligns with it.
My name is Kelly Owens. I am with CKO Investments. We are partnered with another company. We do off-market apartment complexes. So stop what you're doing, book it, no excuses, get off your butt, do the job.
I'm Marjorie Vanderwagen from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm an expert in helping people make money from home. And I made over $600. I have to tell you, the one thing that mine was a personal growth that just was really overwhelming for me, because I'm an introvert, and for me to just really step up to the plate and really be out there was really engaging for me.
I'm a consultant expert. I help people build consulting businesses and grow their businesses, whether they want to be consultants, coaches, or service providers. Most of the time when you go to something like this, you go there and you take notes and you listen. This is inverted. You're there to perform, you're there to do, and it's a great opportunity in a safe, friendly environment to push through any personal blocks you have about selling, pitching, talking about your product or service.
Hi, I'm Mary Long. I made 3 sales at $30 a piece. I'm an engineer. I sit behind the desk, and I sold 3 on my first try. And that gave me the confidence to then go in and do a bunch of other things, even my own personal stuff, not just my business. I got strategy and counseling. Like, they will give you this personalized attention. I would really highly recommend that you come, and it just feels like family. I feel like I was treated very, very well. And just from the qualitative side, like, you're gonna have a nice time. You won't regret coming. That's how I feel.
Mary Beth, and my business is Transformational Styles. I help entrepreneurs make money by dressing them in a way that gives them credibility with their clients. This one kicked me in the ass and got me off from out of behind the computer and getting on the phone and talking to people and making money.
I am Ruth Dorstenville, founder of the DNA Virtual Assistant Outsource, where we help entrepreneurs get thousands of followers, engagement on social media, by publishing, automating, and monetizing through video marketing. So how much money did I make? Well, this is my second event. The first event actually made $20,000 and that was live. This particular event actually made $500, but I brought in 3 people. So I came in and already had my money back. So I made $150. You leave being able to understand how to pitch your business and most importantly, how to make money. Create an environment with people that have a very common goal, which is to create, to understand, to learn the financial literacy, and as well as to create wealth in their life. So I think it's a great opportunity for everyone to join in online.